Hello everyone and welcome back at last to the Salino channel. Now of course I haven't been uploading a lot recently, and that's a general trend on my channel. I'm sure I say this like twice every 2 months, but yeah, don't really have much excuses for not posting, just really haven't had much motivation. However, now I've got something to be motivated for, and I'm going to continue pushing this motivation into content, and every day this week there will be a video, so got that to look forward to, I guess. Now, obviously, in the midst of me not uploading, I'm sure most of, if not all of you, are aware, we received the trailer for what's being called the Dominion Biosyn expansion. Obviously, I've been speculating this DLC since quite literally the start of the channel, and, it's looking promising, but, there is definitely a few questions that have been raised since the trailer. But one question we're going to be looking at in particular today is, should the Dominion Biosyn expansion be free? And yes, I have done my research. I know that there is supposedly going to be a free DLC potentially coming, but there's nothing confirmed. That is quite literally a rumour at this point. So we're going to go and guess that there is no free DLC just for continuity of this video, and that there is the only add-on being the Dominion Biosyn expansion. But with that being said, if you do go on to enjoy today's video, please do consider liking and subscribing, as it really does help motivate me to keep wanting to post, as covering the Jurassic Park side of YouTube is sometimes quite difficult. So, if you could continue to show me your amazing support, it would really help me out. And with that being said, let's get into the video. Now, as I said at the beginning, I have been speculating this DLC for quite literally several months at this point, and one thing that I always sort of had like the idea of is that surely a Dominion DLC would be free for Jurassic World Evolution 2. Now, this is primarily because Jurassic World Evolution 2 is quite literally based off of Jurassic World Dominion. As a matter of fact, it was actually supposed to release last year alongside Jurassic World Dominion. But obviously, because of COVID, we now know that that didn't happen. However, even just looking at the campaign, you can definitely tell that there's subtle hints that it ties in with Jurassic World Dominion. And actually, I'd argue that these hints weren't even subtle. I believe it's on the Washington campaign mission where you have the Carnotaurs and the Allosaur. They literally say that it's a poacher camp, and if you're following the Jurassic World Dominion storyline, there's a heavy involvement of poachers. I might get a bit of backlash for saying heavy, but poachers are in Jurassic World Dominion. We know this, it's common knowledge, so it does coincide with the Jurassic World Evolution 2 campaign storyline. And speaking of the campaign, as we all know, when Jurassic World Evolution 2 first came out, the campaign was quite literally 2 hours and 30 minutes. And as we know, or at least speculated, the campaign was actually cut short as a result of the delay of Jurassic World Dominion. And what I'm about to say is just my opinion, so if you disagree, do feel free to debate with me in the comments. But for the chaos theory for Jurassic World Dominion, part of me wants to say that that is actually going to be the end of the Jurassic World Evolution 2 campaign. Of course, slightly altered because they don't want to make it blatantly obvious that, yeah, this was the original plan for the game, etc, etc. Maybe it wasn't, but yeah, this is just my opinion and my thoughts. But how does all of this correlate to the Dominion expansion being free? So personally, I don't think that originally all of the Dominion expansion was going to be free, but definitely certain elements of it should be free. For example, the Chaos Theory and the skins. I feel like these should be free because, skins is nothing to... You're not going to lose much money for it. It's quite literally a reskin. And the Chaos Theory, well, considering the storyline is quite blatantly cut short, I feel like it would sort of put the cherry on top for the storyline and sort of leave it a valid cut-off point, if you will. So I reckon that there should be the Dominion expansion, which has your Chaos Theory and the skins, which is free because Jurassic World Evolution 2 is based off Jurassic World Dominion. And then on the other hand, you've got your Dominion Biosyn Dinosaur Pack, which has your Pyroraptor, Dimetrodon, Quetzalcoatlus, etc, etc. If this isn't free, and I am wrong in saying this, obviously this is just my theory, or not even a theory, it's just what I personally think should be the case, but I feel like the decorations that are coming alongside the Dominion expansion should be free because they're decorations. They add elements to your park that you shouldn't really have to pay for, considering the lackluster amount of decorations we have as it is. And then there's the argument that, this DLC should just be free, full stop. And my reasoning for this is looking at the Fallen Kingdom DLC from Jurassic World Evolution. That was free. There was no, catches. All the content in that DLC was free. So why isn't the Dominion DLC? Why isn't all of this content free? Looking back on the Quetzalcoatlus video I made 2 or so months back, there's a large pterosaur section in the base game right now prior to the Dominion DLC with no large pterosaurs. Why would you have that option in your game if you don't have large pterosaurs? And I mean, I don't mean to over-exaggerate, but it's not like we're going to get a free Hatzegoptrix DLC or anything like that. It would just make sense to give us the Quetzalcoatlus and all the other dinosaurs in this DLC for free. Because, you know, maybe I was wrong earlier. Maybe the expansion part with the Chaos Theory and the skins, or maybe even just the Chaos Theory, maybe that should cost money and the dinosaurs and the skins are free. This DLC is definitely good for value for £16, but I'm going to say it isn't because it should be free. Oh, this will take me over the point of £100 spent on this game. I would have had every DLC, deluxe edition, I will have everything. And, you know, I'm not at all saying I've wasted my money. This game has brought me in a wonderful community, a wonderful YouTube channel, and just new friends. And I'm always going to be grateful for that. But this DLC, the game is based off of Dominion. I don't get why it costs £16. I don't get why it costs anything. Do you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe certain elements of this DLC should cost money because it's not like it's free to implement all this new stuff. But at the same time, I don't feel like it, you know, it's doing us as a community much good because there's so much coming, but there's so much coming at a price. You know, for the neutral player, all this new stuff and new content would be so cool to have, but if you're that neutral player, you're not going to really see the purpose to buy this, you know what I mean? Maybe that's debatable, maybe I'm wrong, but that's just the perspective I'm looking at it from. And that's not to mention the fact that there's dinosaurs that are missing from this DLC. Yes, missing. I'm sure you've seen Evo and Swerve's videos on it, where there's no Atrociraptor, Lystrosaurus, etc. I'm sure you've watched them prior to mine. But yeah, it doesn't make sense. I feel like there could be something free coming at some point. But, you know, it's not been teased, it's not been hinted at, and there is missing dinosaurs. So, not much evidence for a free expansion, but if there is, then that knocks this video out of the books. And well done, Frontier, I guess. But from the time being, I'm a bit upset with this DLC and the fact that it costs money, and, you know, the fact that it's the most expensive DLC, full stop. You know, I just feel like it shouldn't cost money. Maybe I'm being greedy, but it's just, it doesn't sit right with me knowing that this game is based off of this film and we're still having to pay despite that. This is all for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please do consider liking and subscribing, and if you have made it this far, comment Dominion just to let me know you're watching. But thanks for watching, and I do hope to see you all in the next one.